You know, I just thought of something. If I had advice for doctors that were building out their practice on this, I think it's really easy for a doctor to get jaded on tire kickers.
Great point.
And you can't afford to treat somebody like a tire kicker, even if you know deep down they are. Because
great point.
They may not be.
Great point. You don't know, don't prejudge.
Right.
Great point.
And they may pull up in a 1990 Toyota, but they may not be driving a nice car because they've been saving since 1990.
Great
you know?
point.
And anyway, it's hard to not do that. I deal with that myself as a consultant. I deal with that myself. I can tell when a customer is never going to pay what I charge, you know.
Right.
But I still have to follow through and go through the whole process and treat them just as importantly as I know somebody that's just going to throw the money at me, you know.
Because it's respecting the person, not the pocketbook.
Yeah. And ultimately, they may want to. Eventually, they may come back 5 years later and say, I finally decided to do it.
I've tried teaching some of these clinicians a little on that because there's seasons we all go through. I've had a lot of money and I've had very little money.
Right.
Personally, our family, we've seen mountaintops and valleys.
Right.
And so just because you're in a valley for a moment doesn't mean, right? And just because you're in a mountaintop for a moment. And so, you know, I've tried to tell them, look, respect the person, not the pocketbook, is the way I try to remind them on this, because you don't know, it's the person. They deserve your time, they deserve that. So that's a great point. I'm glad you brought that up. I really am.